In the first weeks of the Army Reconnaissance Course, students learn to recognize terrain features, plan their routes, avoid obstacles, and learn leadership qualities in a recon setting. But now they move on to something more advanced when they act as a platoon as part of an infantry brigade combat team.
James Bond has nothing on the Army Reconnaissance Course's Phase 2 assessment, Operation GoldenEye. This 96-hour field exercise takes the lessons learned in Phase 1, adds transportation, and a new kind of mission.
In Phase 1, everything was an individual movement, individual peace, individualism. In Phase 2, they kind of come together as a squad, and now they're going to operate as a section in either an IBCT platform or an SBCT platform.
With the addition of platoon-level operations, these students will take to the back roads of Harmony Church, where they will effectively recon an area. Using the lessons they were taught as individuals, they can apply their newly acquired skills to an urban area reconnaissance exercise.
An unknown threat out there, they have to go identify where that threat is or who the threat is, and then apply the appropriate combat power to solve that problem.
The students conduct a thorough tactical analysis to determine where the enemy could potentially be located. They must choose avenues of approach leading into an urban environment and then report relevant information back to their commander about their observations.
They're going to be on a vehicle platform in this phase, so they're going to do a route reconnaissance moving into an urban environment where they got to find a couple of routes to get to this urban environment. All relevant information that a platoon or a squad is going to have to report back to a commander and tell them this is the type of force that he needs to bring, or this is the type of equipment he needs to bring.
For the students, the hardest part of Phase 2 is learning how to operate as a platoon while collecting intelligence in ambiguous conditions.
Make sure that all the information is flowing between where we are on the battlefield and where they are behind us.
But this exercise will make them more efficient leaders as they have to learn to plan everything, even something as simple as sleep.
Section 222, does that make sense? You get what I'm saying?
They have 96 hours to do this problem. Typically what we see in the students is in 96 hours, they try to solve the whole problem in one shot. And basically what happens is they get out there and two days into this thing, we forgot to plan for, when we need to sleep or when we need logistics. And so they just run into a wall and start struggling with time and space.
Don't realize just how little we know. We get here, we're learning so much every day that makes us realize just how much we didn't know coming in and how much we're learning while we're here.
While the students work on their reconnaissance tactics, they're also learning about a new standardized way of evaluating the Army's leaders, a new technique that ensures that the students retain what they've learned.
We introduced the 360 assessment. This assessment allows these guys to, one, not only be introduced for the first time, but professional evaluation of another student. So they assess this guy's ability, his intangibles, based on the outcomes of ARC. And those are the things that we look for. We're standardized here in ARC by our outcomes, not just by the learn and go basis.
After the students return from Operation GoldenEye, they will have gained experience operating as a platoon in various mounted platforms and a new way to evaluate what they've learned.
These guys were to do their operations while they're working. What does that say about the enemy in this area?
The students will receive more classroom instruction as they head to the third and final phase, and their final assessment in Operation Blackjack.